To the CII India Retail Conclave 2017, circumventing the next bend, projecting, introspecting, and reducing the next decade of growth of India's retail business. I'd like to invite the speakers for the inaugural session. Mr. Adesh Gupta, past Chairman, CII Northern Region and CEO, Liberty Shoes Limited. Mr. Pankaj Ranjan, Managing Director, Retail Services JLL. Mr. Rakesh Biani, Chairman, CII India Retail Conclave 2017 and Joint Managing Director, Future Retail Limited. And Mr. Babu Khan, Regional Director, CII Northern Region. Thank you.
May I request Mr. Mukesh Mathur to come?
Mr. Mukesh Mathur, Executive Vice President, Manthan Software Services Private Limited. Sorry. To start with, may I request Mr. Adesh Gupta, past Chairman, CII Northern Region and CEO, Liberty Shoes Limited, to kindly give his opening remarks.
Can I close this one? A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I warmly welcome dignitaries on the dais, my colleagues and friends, Mr. Rakesh Biani, Mr. Pankaj, Mr. Mathur, and my colleague from CII, Babu. Friends from the media and delegates coming from different parts, particularly from Northern India. I warmly welcome to this retail conclave today on my behalf, on my personal behalf, on behalf of CII, and on behalf of Liberty Shoes Limited. I think the theme of today is very relevant, circumventing the bend. But one bend which probably we cannot circumvent is around the corner, and we need to ensure that we are fully prepared, which is GST, which is going to be a game changer and going to be changing the lives of consumers, retailers, as well as the people associated with the retail. What I would like to say, when we talk about retail, we have to be in the conference or in the office, or especially at the back end at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning. But when it is a real retail, where the consumer goes, I think that doesn't start at 9 or 10. That starts sometime around midday. So we have those couple of lag hours with us, which is to our advantage, particularly in retail, but of course we work late hours in the evening. So retail has a very different ball game altogether, other than manufacturing or back office jobs. What I feel is that we are at the cusp of a big change. The GST, which is around the corner, I don't know how many of us are fully prepared at the front end, at the back end, at the supply chain, with our vendors. But GST is something which we all should worry right now, and we should take real keen interest in ensuring that our business is completely in sync with the GST rules and regulations, because now we are going to into GSTN network, where each and everything will be transparent, especially from the government perspective. And at the same time, when we are organized retail, we have to do anyway. So I think retail has a huge challenge going forward, and there will be a lot of turbulence in the first couple of months, particularly 6 months, I would say, where we will face this challenge of incoming goods or even the challenges of retail at the front end, we will also face. But one thing is very positive, which is that we are having a huge economic growth in terms of GDP growth. So India, we are insulated from the growth in the retail perspective, where the risks are very little. The growth prospects are humongous. I think the retail industry is going to grow from anywhere between 10 to 30% in the next 5 to 7 years minimum. And we have a very sustainable kind of a growth which we can always forecast, because we have a huge population of 1.25 billion, which is continuously growing. And as much as the younger generation is coming to the consumer segments, we will see that even that value will change besides the volume. So I personally believe that retail is a sector which has huge potential, and there may be reason to worry if we are not organized ourselves, but I think as far as the prospects are concerned, I think there is no looking back. And more importantly, if we can look from the perspective of the global markets, major global players from anywhere in the world, they are looking at Indian market as their next destination. And that is a sign where we all can either celebrate or we can be careful that there will be a competition which is going to come on, because they are going to bring a lot of knowledge. They're going to bring a lot of value with them in terms of organizing the retail as well as connecting with the consumer, and also to see that the consumer is provided the services which they are all looking for since last 60, 70 years we have been missing. So at one time, at the same time, we cannot be complacent. We should also look at how we beat the competition and be prepared for ourselves. In the last 2 decades, the Indian retail sector has been undergoing structural changes. The most important and discernible waves towards the modernization of this sector include the onset of shopping malls, with specially retailers, e-tailing, and the transformation of traditional shops and modern formats in shopping centers. Today, the modern retail penetration is estimated to be 19% in the top 7 urban centers in India. Even though the pace of modernization of retail formats in the country is slow compared to US or other developed nations, Bengaluru and NCR likely to experience 50% modern retail penetration by 2026, something around that time. The retail industry in India accounts for over 10% of the country's gross domestic product and around 8% of the employment in terms of numbers. It gives employment to about 50 million people approximately. The employment base of the industry is expected to reach around 60 million by 2022 across conventional and specialized segments. While there's a huge opportunity, there are huge challenges and concerns. In my personal experience, I would like to share with you the 4 principles, I would say call them 4R principles we are working on, is replenishment model. I think this is where the success of retail will come from. If you are not able to replenish your product in time, and in time the consumer needs, that is going to be the biggest challenge. And to move away from that challenge or to address that challenge, we need to ensure that the supply chain or the vendor supply management should be completely in sync with the expected growth which you may have, or the replenishment model which you need to build with your supply chain partners or with your vendors. Because if you are dependent on your, let's say, SME-based vendors, where quality, delivery are never assured, then you are always either understocked or overstocked of your products. And this is where probably the challenge is the humongous. We have implemented Liberty, the most famous model. Probably we are the only company in the world in footwear industry. If you know Professor Ilyu Goldratt, we implemented the model called theory of constraint. Now there are major constraints which you need to address. Number one, that your manufacturing to your front end should be in sync with the growth or with the, let's say, demand. And this is where we find either the retailers are understocked or overstocked because the replenishment model particularly is not available. You as a consumer, when you go to buy a shoe or a shirt, you may go to a retail shop and you say, okay, I need a size 7 shoe. I have seen in the window, I need in black color. The moment you went inside the store, you find that, oh, my goodness, my size is not available. And the dealer will try to push you size 8, or they will say, okay, why don't you take a tan color or brown color or some other color? So no, I want only 7 and only black. The moment you say that, you step out of the shop, so you lose your brand value. You lose your customer. But when you have a replenishment model where your backend or your supply chain is assuring that, yes, I will replace the model, I will replace the product you need, that means the ROI of that particular product or a particular business changes. So the ROI is the second most important, the concept in the whole value chain. You need to build ROI of your dealers, of your distributors, of your channel partners. Without ROI, which means that the profitability of your value chain or of your channel partners must be guaranteed. If that profitability is not going to come from any of them, then this whole chain will break somewhere and you will face the heat of your business. The third is the reach. We have seen people, making advertisement across pan-India, and only maybe they have a limited presence in some metro cities. So they do advertising, they do publicity, so which goes negative to the brand or to the company because you don't have a reach. So the third most important, challenge, which in my opinion, for retailers is the reach. Have you reached enough to the pan-India or each and every city or whatever is your business model? And this is where we find that the reach is minimal, and we expect the industry to grow because we think that we have a very good model. And reach is the biggest trouble for all of us, which we need to address continuously because this is where the success of your business model will depend on. And the fourth, of course, is the range. The moment you have a reach, you have replenishment, you have an ROI model, then you can keep on adding to the pipe, any kind of products, not necessarily the same product you have been selling over years. You can add on as many products as you want to be. So in the end, when you have, laid the whole pipe, the whole, you can say infrastructure, then you can always add more and more ranges, whether it is price, whether it is different varieties, or whether it is different product ranges. So that's how, particularly the organized retail works. I think Rakesh probably will be able to dwell more on that. I think once these four, major constraints of the business are addressed, then automatically, you have a very profitable business model going forward. The major challenge which I feel as retailers, we feel, is the rental model. Today, you cannot own a property because you're not doing in a property business. So you have to have a rental or lease-based model. And this is one area which is of major concern to me in particularly because I find my profitability is entirely dependent on the rental. Because if the rentals are high, normally you have a certain rental in your mind. If you have, let's say 10% or 15% as your business model for a rental, you might get a space which is very attractive, but that is 25% of your projected sales. And if the projected sales doesn't come, you are already in loss. So you will close more stores, then you will open more stores. So we have seen in the last 10 years, we have closed 50 stores, and then we have to open new stores because the rentals were not right enough for our business model. So we have to be very careful when we do our business. The rentals are the key for our growth, for our success, for our sustainability. There are many other challenges which will come from, the government policies. Let us talk about the government policy reforms for this sector. A significant move taken by the government of India is the retention of 51% FDI in multi-brand retail. FDI of 100% in single brand retail for cash and carry business is already there in this sector. GST, I already talked about that. GST is going to be a very, very key element for our growth. Going forward, the government is also planning to synchronize policies of retail, FMCG, e-commerce with a single policy framework. With these thoughts, I'm sure that everybody in today's session will enhance knowledge for each one of us and to interact with each other, to learn from each other's experiences, and to see that the retail in India grows rapidly, and all of us are greatly benefited to be in a sector where there is a cash generation every moment. I love this business because there's a cash generation at every minute in your store. Whereas at the back end, you can have a credit period, you can have a supply chain, whichever you wish. But with the moment you have a cash in your hand, you have a huge strength. And this is where I feel the retail industry should be celebrating that, yes, I'm doing a business where this cash is there. Now, how I deal with the cash and how I deal reinvestment of the cash is the key to growth. Thank you very much.